So I was saving in a few different ways to make it happen. Because initially when I was saving, I would save up a pile of money and then sometimes I would need that money, and so I'd draw back on it. So I was doing really badly at saving. Even when I put the money into a separate account, a high interest account, I would still sometimes take it out. So I had to kind of lock the money away in some way. So I thought, and initially when 2.5 years ago, I thought it might take me 4 or 5 years, especially if we didn't get the 20% reduction. So I calculated if I put $200 a pay away and I put it into an index fund, and I used Vanguard. They've got a really good online portal. I just logged on, set up an account, did automatic deductions for my pay. So every payday, as soon as the day after I think my pay came into my account each fortnight, was an automatic $200 transfer over to this Vanguard. I chose like an Australian stock index fund, and I just had the money going there. And I think for an index fund, you probably want to have it in there for about 5 to 7 years to make it worthwhile to put it in an index fund, because there is some sort of short-term risk. And this year when we had the US going to war with Iran, there was a lot of fluctuations in the share market. But I held firm, and just when I saw that kind of went up a little bit in a few days, and it was about the time I needed to sell in the middle of May, I just sold. And overall, I had a good gain on my funds over those 2.5 years. The reason why I wanted to put it into the index fund in Vanguard is because it was harder to get to. So I really needed to find a way to lock it away. And I had that was my original only savings. I was going to put $200 a pay in until I got to the amount of my HECS, and then I was going to pay it off. But halfway through that process, I could see that money growing, and that was motivating. So then I started to put even more money aside for it. I started to put $400 into a high yield savings account every pay as well. And so then I was saving like $600 a pay. And so eventually I got the money, and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm actually saving. It felt so good. And I paid it off. So I definitely recommend having automatic deductions into a high yield savings account. Or if you're like me and you see money in savings and sometimes you think you need it, maybe you want to get an index fund so it's locked away.